It is 7:30 a.m. on a Thursday morning and is officially day 30 of the government shutdown. So let's talk about what you need to know that's happening on Capitol Hill today. And just for context, if you're wondering why are you talking about this, my name is Camille. I'm a political reporter based in DC, and I've been covering this government shutdown every single day. My coworker is giving commentary in the background, so if you hear him, don't mind him. Yesterday, I talked to a lot of senators, both Republicans and Democrats, and kind of asking them where things stand. So I have some good news and I have some bad news. Let's start with the good news. One of the biggest things I was kind of hearing from both Republicans and Democrats is that there's actually a lot of informal bipartisan talks happening behind the scenes on both sides, trying to find some common ground on when it comes to trying to vote on proposals to reopen the government. Now, if you're like, what does that mean? Basically, what I was hearing, I actually kind of took some notes. I basically was hearing that there's a group of kind of these informal talks going on between both sides, and they're trying to negotiate over ideally trying to reach some type of compromise on passing legislation that would fund certain departments, like the Department of Agriculture, for example, that which funds food stamps for the next year. So they're trying to find some common ground and trying to pass individual bills to fund certain departments. That way, if you fund like certain departments of the government, then it kind of like slowly reopens. Now, even the Senate Majority Leader John Thune actually described that he's optimistic and that he hopes something actually comes out of these talks, but he hasn't met with him, like he hasn't himself gone and met with Democrats to kind of talk about this. So here's the bad news. Today, the Senate is voting on things, but has nothing to do with trying to fund the government in order to reopen it. And if you're like, wait, what are they voting on? Let me tell you, because I wrote it down. Basically, there's 3 votes going on today. The first one is a vote on overturning a Biden-era rule that restricts drilling in Alaska's National Petroleum Reserve. The second one is voting on a resolution to reject President Trump's global tariffs. The last one is voting to advance a U.S. Circuit Judge nomination. Now, if you're like, okay, what happens after? They're actually expected to leave town and head home, meaning that they're going to go on a 3-day weekend and they're not going to return until next week. So that basically now leaves us in a point where when they come back next week, this will potentially be now the longest government shutdown ever to happen in U.S. history. And mind you, the last one I was telling you guys about happened in 2018, and that lasted for 35 days. And not only are they leaving town, but actually this weekend is when the SNAP benefits program, that's when they're gonna stop rolling out their benefits, meaning that hundreds and thousands of people, they say roughly 42 million Americans rely on the SNAP benefits program that provides them these food stamps so they can be able to afford groceries. They're no longer going to get this food aid program. Anyway, stay tuned for more updates. I will be back on Capitol Hill later today. So drop your questions below. I know this little baby has a lot of things to say. Also, side note, I made him those pumpkin muffins yesterday and he loved them. If you do not hear it, he's like smacking on one right now.